Hey guys, we have a lot of ground to cover for the week of August 31 to September 4. So let's just get right into it because the spoilers are absolutely wild this time and I am typing this on way too much coffee. And we have to start with Kat. So Kat has a huge choice to make next week. She really has to decide if she is going to do what Marlena told her to do. Marlena wants her to warn Andrew Donovan because EJ might actually know that Kat is working for the ISA. And this all goes back to whatever she said in Italy when they were at that weird hospital. But Kat is stubborn. She really does not want to admit that she broke protocol. She messed up and she knows it, but admitting it to the ISA is a whole other thing entirely. So the big question is whether Marlena will just tell Andrew herself. Marlena knows a lot right now. She knew about Lexie dying at the mansion. She knows about EJ's crazy Versavix experiments. And she knows Kat is in way too deep. So Marlena might just take matters into her own hands. Because EJ is a monster right now. He is wearing Stefano's ring. He is acting like the Phoenix. And Kat is playing a very dangerous game with him, which is just going to end in tears. But moving on to Xander. So we know that Victoria and Xander are supposed to be at a father and daughter dance next week, which sounds really cute. Xander has done some terrible things in his life, but he loves his kid and he wants to be a good dad. But here's the thing. I am really wondering if this whole dance is just going to be shown off screen. You know how Days is with their budget lately. They love to just have characters talk about a big event after it happens. It saves them money on sets and extras and lighting. So we might just get Xander in a suit at the pub talking to Sarah about how great the dance was, which is a total bummer because seeing Xander actually being soft and sweet with Victoria on screen is what the fans want, especially with all the intense drama he has with Sarah and Brady right now. He really needs a win, and the viewers need to see it. And then we have Stephanie. Oh boy. Stephanie is just a total mess right now. She is really going to regret leaning on Theo because Alex is already so incredibly mad at her, and Joy is about to have surgery. We don't know exactly what the surgery is for yet. Maybe it has to do with her severe hand pain from that car crash she had, or maybe something else entirely. But Joy's going under the knife, and Alex is going to be right there for her and baby Kelsey, because Alex has this huge savior complex, and Stephanie just can't handle it. She has been spiraling ever since she got kidnapped by Owen Kent. And then she literally shot a loaded gun at Joy in the apartment, which was insane. So now Stephanie is completely banned from seeing Kelsey, and Alex is caught in the middle of this toxic war. But instead of fixing her marriage, Stephanie is turning to Theo for comfort, which is just going to make Alex even more angry, because Alex is already stressed out about Joy's surgery. He wants his wife to support him, but Stephanie is just self-destructing. And if she keeps acting so unhinged and paranoid, it is going to be so much harder for Alex to defend her to anyone. Joy is totally manipulating this whole situation. She wants Alex for herself, and Stephanie's basically handing him over on a silver platter by acting like this. Stephanie really needs to get a grip on herself. She needs to get her head straight before she completely destroys her own life and her marriage. But I just don't see that happening anytime soon. She is too deep in her own untreated PTSD. So let's talk about Abe. Poor Abe Carver. He is just trying to pick up the pieces after losing Lexie again. And this storyline was just so cruel to the fans. Bringing Lexie back from the dead just to kill her off again because Dr. Rolf's Versavix drug failed. It is just heartbreaking. Abe is completely devastated. And Theo is too. But Abe has Paulina, and I am sure Paulina is going to be there to comfort him through this dark time. She stepped aside when Lexie came back because she loved Abe enough to let him have his true love. But now Lexie is gone forever. So I doubt Abe is just going to immediately rush back into Paulina's arms to resume their marriage. It is way too messy right now. Abe needs time to grieve his wife. And he is probably so angry at EJ for playing God and causing all this pain. But in the long run, I really do think Abe and Paulina will get remarried. Because remember, their marriage was officially annulled when Lexie was declared to be alive. So they aren't even legally married anymore. They will have to start all over from scratch. But Paulina is strong, and she will be his rock through all this grief. Even with Chanel dealing with her terrifying breast cancer, Paulina always has enough love to go around for her family. And what about Chad? Chad DiMera is seriously debating whether or not he should go to Italy. He has been talking to Julie and Jack about it, and even Thomas and Charlotte weighed in on the whole thing. Chad says that his kids gave him their blessing to leave with Belle for a short trip to Italy. They want to go track down the next clue for that mysterious Stefano chess set, the one with the missing pawn. But honestly, I just don't think this is a good look for Chad. He didn't even have his kids with him all summer. They were off screen for months in Boston or wherever, and now he just got them back and he is already leaving them again. It just feels weird. Like, you are a single dad, Chad. Maybe stay in Salem with your children, but the writers really want to push this Chad and Belle romance, and nothing says romance like a secret mission to Italy to solve a dead supervillain's puzzle. So they are probably going to go, even though a mysterious spy is watching their every move with a hidden camera. So moving over to Kate, we are going to find out if Kate is doing something else that Roman is absolutely going to hate. Roman is already so mad at her for setting up Johnny with that fake Titan lawsuit over Bonnie's book. He was giving her the cold shoulder at the pub, and their marriage is hanging by a very thin thread. But Kate is Kate. She never learns her lesson. She is always scheming in the background, and it looks like she might need a favor from Ari, which is super interesting. Why would Kate need Ari's help? Ari has been dealing with her own massive drama. She just moved out of Gabi's house because Gabi bribed Liam to leave town. So Ari is furious at her mom. Maybe Kate uses that anger. Maybe Kate manipulates Ari into doing something for her. And Roman is going to flip out when he finds out Kate is dragging a college kid into her mess. And then there is Leo Stark. Leo is back in business. He is back to work investigating those counterfeit Gabi chic bags. Gabi hired him to look into it before she left. And Leo loves to snoop around. So this investigation could actually lead to something totally unexpected when they finally figure out who the culprit is. Some people think it might be Ari getting revenge on her mom for the Liam thing. But whoever it is, Leo is on the case. But Gabi is going to be out of town, so Leo might have to try and solve this whole thing without her, which could be hilarious. Leo always messes things up when he is left to his own devices, but there is also some personal stuff happening for Leo. It looks like Javi Hernandez is going to reach out to him. Javi wants to make amends, because Leo actually did a good thing for once in his life. Leo gave Javi some space and was actually sympathetic about Javi breaking up with Gus. Gus was the firefighter from Texas, but that didn't work out. So now Javi is single again. And Leo has been obsessed with Javi for months. So this could be Leo's big chance to finally get the guy. So it is also time for the college kids to move into campus. Ari, Aaron, and Holly are all moving in. They are starting their sophomore year of college at Salem U, and they are doing the whole dorm life thing, making s'mores and talking about classes and hanging out. But Tate Black is going to feel a little left out of the fun. Tate isn't really in the same place as them right now. He dropped out, or he is just not doing the college thing. So he is watching his girlfriend Holly move on to this new chapter, and he feels left behind, especially after all the heavy drama with Sophia dying and the manslaughter lawsuit. Holly's just trying to move on with her life, but Tate is stuck. And speaking of Gabi being out of town, Philip Kyriakis is heading to Monte Carlo, and he is taking Gabi with him. She is going as his fiance, which is a huge step for them. But obviously, they are not going to actually film this on location. It is days of our lives. So look out for a ton of B-roll footage of casinos and beaches, just stock footage, while they pretend to be in Europe in a studio. But the stakes are really high. Philip is going there to try and pull off a Hail Mary to save his family. Titan owes a massive loan to ARO Wealth, like $200 million, which is just an insane amount of money. So Philip is going to gamble or make some crazy deal in Monte Carlo, and we will see if he can actually save the day, or if he is going to fail completely. And if he fails, Gabi is going to lose all the inheritance money she loaned him to get into this high-stakes game. She is risking everything for Philip. Even if he wins big, it is hard to say if it will be enough to cover $200 million. That number is just crazy. And finally, looking ahead to the next week, on September 9, we are going to see a brand new face in Salem. We will finally find out who Evelyn Stephenson is going to play. And honestly, I highly suspect she is going to be a recast for Sydney DiMera. We have been hearing rumors for months that EJ's daughter is coming back to town, and the timing is perfect. EJ is spiraling out of control. He needs his family, so Sydney showing up would be huge. All right, that is all I have for today. See you next time.